Welcome to the Queer Edge with Jackie Jett. This is such an important night for all Americans. Not only because I stagger before you, and not only because we have some amazingly perverted guests for you tonight, but because tonight is the night that President George Wussy Bush stands before the great nation and looks cross-eyed into the camera and lies through his donkey dick-sucking teeth, his empty nutsack, his miniature penis that have wreaked havoc in every corner of our planet. A potato, my friends, a freaking potato! A raw potato could do a better job than this man. Jessica Simpson could do a better job than this man. However, she couldn't do as well as the raw potato. No. Soon the Bush coup d'etat will be history. Soon America will wake up and George Pansy-ass Bush will be held accountable for war crimes. I don't make the laws, folks. I just enforce them. Yeah, when his comeuppance comes, we will be looking for a new president. Maybe one that evolves from a potato of intelligent design. Yeah, let's check out a bit from someone I'll be supporting in 2008. Take a look.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
I'm just an average American, but I'm an American, and some of the things I see in this country of ours make my blood boil.
Oh, I've got it. I've finally decided what to do with my life. I'm going to run for president. Actually, more than president. Emperor. Emperor of America. So I won't have to work with a bunch of politicians. And I'll make a good emperor. I'm a pretty regular guy, a real man of the people. And once elected, all those politicians can go find real jobs. Now I can see I've piqued your interest, but I'll bet you're wondering what my platform is. Of course, I don't have time to get into all the specifics right now, but here are a few of the general points. First, I'll make everyone's income taxable on the federal level only at a flat 10% rate. Sound good? Well, that's just for starters. Secondly, I'll raise the minimum wage to $25 per hour and set a salary cap for all jobs at $200,000 a year. These salary controls will ensure a more even distribution of the wealth without discouraging productivity and will allow corporations to become more profitable. Excess corporate profits will be given to shareholders as dividends and taxed at 10%. These taxes will be earmarked for education and to fund art museums who collect contemporary art. Thirdly, I'll legalize drugs and prostitution and apply a sin tax to it, like gasoline, cigarettes, and alcohol, at a bargain rate of, say, 10%. All of that tax money will go to education, health care, and art. And without those laws to enforce...
Yes, I have to say that is by far the most presidential potato I have ever seen. We'll be hearing more from him later. But tonight, we have the queen of comedy herself. She is funny. She is smart. She is the first person to notice if your manicure or pedicure isn't up to snuff. She's Miss Sandra Bernhard. We also have my dear close friend LLOYD KAUFMAN, who invented Troma Studios and the Toxic Avenger. What a perfect guest. With all the drugs I've taken, I've got to say, I'm probably pretty damn toxic myself. Joe Biggins is here. I got to tell you, he must not smoke the wacky tobacco because he, get this, inflates mannequins for crowd scenes in Hollywood blockbusters. he's here to tell us about his totally weird job. Yeah. And unlike Mr. Bushy Pants, our musical guests just don't talk it, they rock it. They are Tsar. And we got something you'll never see in the State of the Union broadcast. Hot freaking go-go dancers, the Barbarellas, are in the house. Yeah. So my fellow Americans, I am your leader. And I declare, if it ain't broke, break it! Because we, queer edgers, we are a go. What do you do? Welcome to the Queer Edge. I want to tell you a little secret. It's not really a secret per se. You know, there are so many times that people stop me in the street and they'll say to me, Jackie, Jett, first of all, can you get out of the street? And once I'm out of the street, they say to me, Jackie, Jett, what is it like working with Miss Sandra Bernhard? Sandy, as I like to call her. What is it that what do we not know about Sandra Bernhard, other than now we know she has 15 electrical outlets? And one of the things is I don't think people realize that both Sandra and myself are very involved in mathematics. And we both are fans of mathematics. We love doing long division, short division, any kind of division at all. And there are times when Sandra will be in her dressing room, and I will knock on the dressing room, and just for some fun, I'll say, hey, honey, what's the square root of 78? And you know what she'll do? Right off the bat, she'll say, 8.83176086638. Isn't that amazing? A lot of people don't know the square root of 78 right off the top of her head. But Sandra Bernhard does, because she's not only funny, but she's smart. That's why the chick is where she is today. So let's not waste any time. Let's bring her out right now. The smartest chick in the world, Sandra Bernhard. Have a seat, honey. I don't know what I'm going to do if you keep getting, you're so thin.
I am. It's all the flying back and forth between New York and L.A., honey. You know, the flight attendants massage me. Uh-huh. They give me Slim Fast.
Yes.
High colonics. Of course I'm thinner.
Oh, how nice it would be to have a colonic on an airline.
It's quite delightful.
I can't imagine that.
It's quite something.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Almost as wonderful as the fact that our president actually had the balls to invoke the name of Coretta Scott King tonight and discuss how now she's reunited with her husband in heaven.
Oh, well, you know, who has done more to help the minorities and the black people than George W. Bush?
Well, certainly a lot more than Coretta Scott King.
Oh, my God.
Who did absolutely nothing. I mean, George W. Bush has been there on the front lines with Katrina, the disaster. He basically went down, as you know, himself and rebuilt, along with the Habitat for Humanity, the homes for the people of color.
He is a good man.
He's a wonderful man. He's a wonderful man. I'm so glad to see he's drinking again.
I am too. Thank God. Maybe things will get better. But here's the whole thing. You know,
me, honey.
Pretty little Cindy Sheehan, who has been my hero.
Sweet
thing. So brave, lost a son in the war. Really didn't lose him. He just got blown to bits, and she's been going around trying to say, can someone try to explain this to me? Goes to this shindig that he's having that he's calling the State of the Union. And as I understand it, she was arrested. Am I right? Yeah, the woman was arrested. They arrested the mother of someone who died in a worthless war that George W. Bush started. Oh, let me just say this, by the way, oil prices oil prices are up, and the Exxon Mobil
yes, highest profits.
So that's far more important. So I can see why they would arrest her, because they don't want to really detract from those profits.
A woman like that is a very threatening person for somebody like George W. Bush. A woman who thinks for herself, who's not anesthetized on some sort of, narcotic or prescription drug, like his wife.
Right.
Who's been beaten into submission.
Not to mention, you failed to mention her worst fault of all. She's honest.
Yes.
And that we cannot have any of that.
No.
We cannot have any of that.
That's why they're tapping our phones, because they want to see who's honest in this country and put a stop to it.
Shit!
They don't care about terrorists. They just want to put a stop to people who are being honest.
If I really wanted that monologue to be heard in the White House, I should have done it over the telephone.
True.
Or in an email.
True.
Because now I screwed up just by doing it on television. It'll never get seen or heard. It won't get to them.
It'll get lost in oblivion.
But poor Cindy Sheehan, I've got to say that, they arrested her for no apparent reason. Now, if the Democrats, and I've got to say, I'm getting a little pissed off at you wussies. The next time you call me hitting me up for $100, you're gonna
hear an earful.
You're gonna hear an earful before you get $100, because you got to get off your little wussy ass and stand up and say you can't be treating Miss Sheehan that way.
Please, no. I'll make this very short. I ran into John Kerry about a year ago at the Admirals Club in New York at American Airlines. I followed him up to say hello. He was eating some sort of macrobiotic food to keep his health and energy. He was on the phone talking to somebody about the vote count in Ohio, leaving messages for Jesse Jackson. I thought, well, this was a moment. This was like I walked in on history being made. He finally looked up. I said, Mr. Kerry, I'm Sandra Bernhard. Of course, I supported you. And he said, oh, nice meeting you. Looked back down and started eating his noodles again. I was like, fuck you. I was never that excited about you. Believe me when I tell you, Putz. I find your wife infinitely more interesting than you.
Oh, not only that, you mean his sugar mama.
Well.
That's someone you should have thought about finding yourself a sugar mama. Sandra Hines. Has a nice ring to it. All the free ketchup you could
Sandra Gale Hines.
Sandra Gale Hines. Ketchup for days. Well, let's go.
I'll catch up with you.
Oh, good one. Let's go to some news from The Edge, because I'm sure that Mr. Rob Williams is just brimming with some news. Take it away, Rob.
Wow, that was some amazing news about Bush doing his State of the Union and what he said about Coretta Scott King and Cindy Sheehan. I'm sure if he has his way, Cindy Sheehan will be reunited with her son in heaven anytime soon. Hello, and welcome to the news. Israel is still reeling from the surprise victory of Hamas in the Palestinian elections. Israeli officials are trying to figure out who is responsible for radicalizing the Arab vote. Let's see. No. Warmer. No, still not yet. No, that's not it. That's not it. Keep looking, keep scrolling, keep going. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. That took forever. After the Palestinian upset, other terrorist organizations have rethought the use of democracy as a way to further their agenda. This led to a stunning victory yesterday for Al-Qaeda in the Louisville, Kentucky Independent School Board elections. Kentucky is unsure what to do, as it was a fair election, but, said the superintendent, Al-Qaeda seems a poor choice for the students of Louisville and a disturbing direction for Kentucky as a whole. Man, I love that joke. I thought it would be funnier. Democrats failed to muster a filibuster for Alito's nomination, and he was confirmed to the Supreme Court today. Sweet. A filibuster would have required hours of standing at a podium, and they were unable to find a Democrat with a spine. Hello. Man, it's quiet. A very common food-grade red dye, this one's not going to help. A very common food-grade red dye is made from ground insects. The FDA is demanding that products containing this substance be labeled as having red dye, but not that it be disclosed what the dye is made from. Apparently, the FDA wants us to know that it was a dye that gave the strawberry milk its color, but not that it was pureed beetle carcasses giving it that tangy aftertaste. Speaking of bugging, the Bush administration was impressed by the news that Britain spied on Moscow using a tape recorder planted in a fake rock. Bush now plans to spy on Iran's nuclear program using a giant sequoia tree. The tree, which stands over 298 feet tall, will greatly surpass the rock's capability to gather information. Within its overlapping, all-shaped needles and cones will be concealed 500 cameras and a branch of the CIA. I'm still losing this job tonight. The Olympic Village is shaping up well, but the ticket sales are slow. Italians admit they're a warm country and don't have a clue about things like ice hockey. Here to talk with us is the Italian Secretary of Tourism, Antonio Vincento. Mr. Vincento.
Buonasera, Roberto.
Sir, it seems odd that your country was chosen to host the Winter Olympics.
Ma, we had no idea we would get it. We just entered the running for the hosting country as a joke. You know, France, they bet us we didn't have the, the balls to do it. Now we don't have a clue as to what to do.
Now, I hear ticket sales are slow.
Oh, yeah, nobody here know what a luge is. We see that word, and we pronounce it luge, which, as you know, mean a large amount of spit. And no one want to pay $50 to look at a lot of spit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think Olympic fever is going to grip the city soon?
No, I doubt it. Although Mama says she's gonna fatten up that Michelle Kwan. My Mama say, by 24 you better score, cause at 25 you don't make a wife. Mama said that by the time she turned 26, she had already had 8 babies, and if she would have done a triple axel, her uterus would have fallen out on the ice.
And we'll finish on that note. Thank you, Mr. Vincento.
Ciao, bello.
And that's the edge of the news. We'll be right back with more Jack and Sandra here on The Queer Edge.
Is that to hold the wire?
I don't know, honey. I don't know. Yeah, my
Disturbing my
ties are
sensibilities.
made out of masking tape.
And a flammable fabric.
Flammable fabric.
Good to see you again, Lloyd.
Good to
Nice to see you, Sandra.
Lloyd was on a show that I hosted years ago called Real Wild Cinema.
And what was that about?
Just crazy films that, kind of, cult classics and stuff.
Lloyd Kaufman producing a crazy film? I can't imagine. Huh?
Never happened.
Never would happen. Never would happen. How long have you been in this business now, Lloyd Kaufman?
Well, Troma Entertainment is celebrating its 33rd year of art.
Right.
Let's make some art.
Right.
And I'm happy to tell you that we've remade, you know, Hollywood is full of remakes. And we have remade Steven Spielberg's Black Men on a Boat epic, Armistead. We've remade it shot by shot, except instead of the black men, we've substituted chicken Indian zombies. Instead of Anthony Hopkins, we got Ron Jeremy. And instead of the boat thing, we've got the fast food restaurant. Poultrygeist.
Poultrygeist. Now, I've got to tell you this, in all honesty, I'm not sure how long Ron Jeremy's going to last on a boat. Because without it sinking. Because he's a little, as they say about me, he's a bit on the portly side. But here's something that's really, I want to use this Poultrygeist.
He's more on the starboardly side.
Mine's sharp tonight.
He's sharp. If I were Roger Ebert and whatever that other lesbian that's his
Yeah, we don't talk about
I would say 2 thumbs way up for that. Let's take a look at Poultrygeist for a second and see what talent you brought to the film. Here we go.
You the manager. You know it. Give me a job. I'm a high school graduate just trying to make his way in this topsy-turvy world. My life, it sucks. And my one true love?
I'll stay true to you. It'll never change me. I promise.
Is a left-wing lipstick lesbo liberal. Wendy!
Arby?
You said you'd never change, but here you are, you're just bumping tacos. You're high. What?
You know, Lloyd, I got to tell you, that was funny, but I'm disappointed. That was 10 seconds of a film, and I did not see one leg fly off. I did not see one brain get squashed.
Well, you know, with true art, you have to develop it. You know, you're so crass. You're putting down the President of the United States and Sandra,
I know, that's...
you know. This is art. Poultrygeist is art. You have to let it, you know,
develop.
germinate.
Art has to develop. Art takes time, is what
Sandra
you're trying
knows
to
about
say.
that King of Comedy. He didn't. What's his name? Marty. He didn't just dump it all out there.
No, he did. It took a long time.
Had you given Poultrygeist 13 seconds, you would have seen.
I would have seen
someone
that.
Totally disemboweled.
Okay. I want to talk about a book of yours that I read called "Make Your Own Damn Movie," and which is really. For any, because now with digital cameras, anyone can make their own damn movie.
Unfortunately.
And here,
Sandra, you know, that's not encouraging of the young filmmakers.
No, I'm not.
Make your own damn movie.
Well, make your own damn movie.
If you have something to say, make your own damn movie.
But what Lloyd is teaching in this book is how to properly shoot a car rolling over a head. Am I right?
Well, the point is, if you have to, Hollywood spends $100,000 to make a cast of Sandra's head. We use a melon with a happy face on it and a wig. Right?
Run
49
over it.
cents, cantaloupe.
Leaving the,
Yes.
do you leave the watermelon
Right.
and the seeds and all intact?
It's not a watermelon, cantaloupe. We fired a guy on Tales from the Crapper. We fired a man because he brought in watermelons with a wig. Very bad.
Tell us about Tales from the Crapper now that you
don't
brought
want
it
to know
up.
about Tales. No, you don't want to know about that. But
we have a Vegas in Space clip.
Oh, Vegas in Space. Have you ever seen this,
I
Sandra?
did not direct. Philip Ford directed.
Okay.
You produced this, your studio
Yeah,
producer?
yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing. Let me tell you. Here's what I know about Vegas in Space, other than it's one of my favorite movies. It's basically the gay Plan 9 from outer space. Would I be fair to say
Well,
that?
except it's the first transvestite movie with singing and dancing in outer space.
Right. And it was a bunch of queens got together, Sandra, decided to shoot a film over the weekend type of thing.
Well, it was a little more than that.
Okay,
It was a 6-year pull, man.
Yeah, and they
if you'll
had...
pardon the expression.
Things happen. Let's take a look at it and you'll see. The
Vegas in Space, I love
Vegas
it.
in Space, yeah.
Vegas in Space Complex is a vast, colorful pleasure palace ideally suited for the vacationing female. There are 25 plastic beauty bars with skilled glamour technicians and clothing outlets with styles from every time and space.
Grab noodles. Meet me at the fashion pit in 15 minutes. Shop, shop, shop. You'd think it were her first time on Vegas.
Hostess Princess Angel is currently greeting a few of the
So tell us something about your world. It's so different. Well, Miss Daniel, Vegas is the capital of guitars.
which is the largest and most luxurious of all pleasure planets of Sector 7. Our motto, glamour first, glamour last, glamour always. It's a sleek new world for today's new, improved woman.
Oh, I'm sorry. We just missed the hologram haven, where one can experience the effective male stimulation without the danger of actual contact. Oh, I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it with my own two eyes.
But what about the economy? What are your principal exports?
Cosmetics, mostly. Since the legalization of cosmetic enhancers, our scientists have been working non-stop in order to keep up with demand.
Here they are. Grade A bootleg beauty boosters, fresh from a friend's personal stash.
Unfortunately, a black market has sprung up.
Now don't go peddling those to no tourist eyes. Those high-tech housewives just can't handle glamour like we can. I heard 2 of them OD'd last week down on Saturn Springs.
Oh?
Yeah, OD. Now beat it.
Thanks to Veneer, our brave...
Yeah, this movie has such a concentration of camp
Well, also,
in it.
Vegas in Space preceded Priscilla and all these transvestite movies by years. We took Miss X to Cannes Film Festival in 1992 or 93, and succès fou, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, now let's talk about Troma
Poultrygeist
Dance.
has singing and dancing in it. Poultrygeist and Vegas in Space was a big influence on Poultrygeist.
Weren't you involved with the first Cannibal, the first musical about
the musical? Trey Parker and Matt Stone. It's their first movie. It's a Troma film. Yeah, very nice. Singing and dancing. And have you ever eaten human flesh, Sandra?
Only my own.
Yeah, only yours. That's the way she is.
Excess. That's why I'm always so thin.
Yeah. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
We're
going to go. Let's go to Troma Dance because Troma Dance takes place the same time as
Sundance.
Yes,
except it's free. Art should be given free. You want to make a rant? You should talk about that.
George W. Bush was talking about that in his speech tonight.
No, I think it was Cheney. And what's his name? Your other friend there, Kerry, mentions that Cheney's daughter is a lesbian about every single speech. He talks about it. And by the way,
that won him the election.
Right.
Oh, that's how he won the election.
He clinched it with that. Remember?
Yeah. Well, hold it. You guys are the ones who screwed up the Nader thing, right? We wanted Nader, and you guys all made fun of him. You and the media, you all made fun of Nader.
Yes.
You could have had, instead you had all the jerks.
Yeah, we wanted Nader.
Well, better. He's the best man. He says exactly what your Potato Man said. It's exactly what Nader said.
Unfortunately, he had a funny way of saying it.
Yes,
well, the media destroyed him. Made him look like a clown.
Okay, we're going to go We're going to take a look at Troma Dance, and then we'll be right back after this. Lloyd Kaufman's not going anywhere.
Lloyd's smart and interesting.
We'll be right back.
Troma Dance 2000, Park City!
Troma Dance, the first and only film festival of the people, for the people, and by the people. Inaugurated in January 2000 in Park City, Utah. Troma Dance takes place during the Sundance Film Festival and is the first film festival wholeheartedly devoted to filmmakers and fans.
We came all the way out from Portland, Oregon for Troma Dance 2000.
Troma Dance is unique.
Heard of. He provides inflatable mannequins for the crowd scenes in big movies like Seabiscuit, Cinderella Man, and Friday Night Lights. Have you ever wondered why our massive audience is so quiet? That's right, they're inflatable too. Here to explain it all, Mr. Joe Biggins.
Come out here, Joe Biggins. Yeah.
Are these some of the actual
These are some
mannequins?
of the actual mannequins, yeah.
So let's say in a movie like Seabiscuit, what a crowd scene like at the racetrack. What would you estimate your folks? How many of the percentage?
We had 7,210 of them specifically for Seabiscuit. That was the prototype crowd. So
And may
the
I
first
ask,
one we did.
why is there only one black guy here? You're a racist, Joe. Your name may be Biggins.
The only reason they have him tonight is because of the Coretta Scott King
Yeah, it
passed
could
away.
because of the Coretta Scott King thing.
And the truth is that we have more. We just didn't have time to get them all out
Yeah,
in the commercial.
but the question for you, Lloyd Kaufman, is why did you grab
There's another
the
black
black
lady.
man, the one black man that was nearest to you, and have him sitting in your lap?
When I hear
Let's question your sexuality.
When I hear a man's name is Biggins, man, I get turned on.
Okay, it's time. Lloyd Kaufman's coming out of the closet.
This is one chocolate canal that's going to have some fun tonight.
To bring anything?
I brought something from Cinderella Man. I don't know whether or not it's.
It's hooked up. I would like to see the actual mannequins in their scenes.
Yeah, I hope we have some clips and stuff to show because hey, honey, come on in. What are you doing? Wasn't that sweet? She brought you a black.
Maybe you want to.
I don't think Mr. Microphone.
Yeah, she brought you a black dildo right in the middle of an interview. It's so thoughtful.
What's your name?
So thoughtful.
Shari.
But tell us how you got started doing this because.
Made it up for Seabiscuit, and that was a project that they didn't have a good solution. That was
Well, you were kind of a PA, am I right?
I was working for the line producer. Yeah.
Okay.
And that was I took the job as long as they gave me special
May I
projects
ask a
to
question?
try and figure out.
Mr.
If you'll raise your hand.
Is it true that Matt Damon is actually one of those inflatable, mindless things?
That is not true.
Oh, you know, we're going to see the clip of Cinderella Man. Hold on, let's see.
These are much better actors than Matt Damon. I think that's where you're missing
Inflatable
them.
people.
Let's watch this.
It was very challenging because you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You're in a boxing arena, an event that holds 17,000, 20,000 people, but yet you can't have 17,000, 20,000 extras a day. It would take you half a day just to feed them.
I was asked to do a Photoshop composite to show what it would look like if we filled it with cardboard cutouts. But there was serious perspective issues, and it had to be something that was shippable and had 3 dimensions, and so I built a prototype in my spare time with a plastics manufacturer, and we ended up making $30,000. Rule of thumb is the more real people you can get, the better and more effective your crowds are going to be. Ratio itself is relative to what they're going to be filming. For this, once they're in the ring and they're boxing and the camera's following the boxers and there's a lot of action, you can get away with a lot because your background just has to be visible and present as being this mass. But then if you're doing, slower, more methodic shots, then yeah, get more people. Basically, a crowd of 8,000 fits into one.
Okay, here's the question.
I wish I could have seen it a little better. But
Yeah, the president's speech tonight, the people it's a little known fact that Joe Biggins provided all those people that
they would have had more charisma than the actual people that were there, that's for sure.
Exactly.
And Shari here, who has a PhD, is appalled at all the jobs that have been lost and money going in this guy's pocket.
Absolutely untrue. Absolutely untrue.
We who are union members.
It would be.
Shari told me to say that.
It would be a much bigger problem if they go all computer graphics and no real people get to work.
He's going round the bend tonight. He's just like on fire.
Lloyd Kaufman is always on fire. Usually, Lloyd Kaufman is a walking, talking commercial for Troma. Am I right?
You are correctamundo.
Yeah, that is what he does.
I remember interviewing him. He was very entertaining then, and he still is now.
Yeah, he's the greatest guy in the world.
Thank you very much.
And that's
we New Yorkers.
And you know what it is? He's been in the business since 1974. He's been producing movies, and it's been. Have you ever been to Betty Ford?
Have I ever been to bed with a Ford?
No,
I've been to bed
Betty
with
Ford
men,
Clinic.
Anonymous sex with Tino and Chewy, yes,
Right,
but
exactly.
not with a Ford.
But no drug problem, none of that.
Come back to our other guest.
Okay,
for a minute.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now,
thank you, Sandra.
Here's the thing. what does it cost to, like for Seabiscuit?
Yeah.
And you had to, for that, you had to have 30,000 of these, right?
Only 7,000.
How many?
7,000.
7,000. And you needed them for how many days?
For 5 weeks worth of filming.
Okay, and what's the charge for something like that?
For that, I built it for it, so there wasn't really the same as when I started the company.
Okay.
And it varies. It can be just dollars a week for the rental, including all the clothes and everything.
Okay, now the night before you were shooting Seabiscuit, a tornado comes, right? And did our dummy survive?
We lost a lot of things on the infield, the period tents, and all of the set. A lot of the set dressing was blown around, and the dolls were in fact tipped over, but they didn't go anywhere. They just kind of fell.
Because you know why? They went down into the storm shelter as they were instructed to do, and wrapped tornado blankets around themselves.
Right.
That's
do we have to
not
break
only
for a commercial?
Not only that, because show business is their life.
That's right.
And they're
they'll
professionals.
do what they need to do.
Yeah, they'll do what they need to do.
Hey, Queer Edgers. Put down Dr. Bong for a sec. Go to the website www.qtelevision.com/queeredge and send us an email. Let us know what you think of the show. I grabbed that away from Jackie because he's tired.
Also, I would
He's
like
been
to
at home
get a
playing with his
she-mail. You
puppies.
could send Troma.com, a she-mail. We will take
Send
a
it to
very good...
Lloyd, but we're breaking
You're
for a
not a
little
she-mail, are you,
commercial. We'll be
Shari?
right
No.
back.
Thank you, Sandra. I love that. I love that. I'm taking you that.
Oh, shit, it's quarter real. Glad there's still bands playing dirty-ass rock and roll.
Yes!
Our guests tonight have brought their asses, and they're shiny and fresh and clean, I hope. But the music's still dirty. Please welcome Tsar!
I've got a lot of photographs of people I hate, and I'm out in the trash. I can't give it away, and I wanna get it said that I wanna get dead. You make a lot of bad deals because you wanna go far, and if you're living with the guilt of the sucker you are, and you wanna get it said that you wanna get dead. Always dragging me out, up, dragging me down, down, feel like a chump, up, look like a clown, down. Oh man, it's hard to take a stand with all the women on your lap. Oh man, look at those hands. You could have been champ. I guess you could have, but you didn't. Now you wanna get dead. Always dragging it up, dragging me down, feel like a bomb, up, in a terrible town, down, oh babe, you look so strange, you need your brain, are you go crazy, whoa, yeah, I can feel it in my head, and I can feel it in my mind, and I can feel it in my toes. Oh, whoa, these are remarkable times. Is there a kick to the head? I wanna get dead. Slap it out, up, I'm smacking it down, don't knock me up, I'm knocking me down. Wanna get dead, chop out your bed. Wanna get dead, wanna get out the leg. Wanna get dead, put a lemon on your head. Wanna get dead, so come on kid. Wanna get dead, everything you did.
around. Turn around.
Lord.
Let me see you.
Look at
Show
that.
them. Show them your undies.
Yes.
You styled yourself?
Yeah, well, no, I got in a plane accident on the way over here.
What happened? You just crashed?
Yeah, I crashed.
Crashed and burned? Be careful with your neck, honey. I know somebody from one of the groups, the big groups, they threw their neck out. They had arthritis. Just be careful. Love it. Everything. Where are you guys playing next?
We're playing here for the next few days.
I know, but you got outside gigs?
Yeah, I have it written down.
Okay.
We're playing with Social Distortion.
Oh, fantastic. Let me see. You got Ventura Theater.
Ventura Theater.
218.
220 HOB.
House of Blues.
San Diego. Anaheim House of Blues, 23rd. And the Marquee Theater in Tempe, Arizona.
Yes.
Rock out! Go! Do it!
President's neat when he walks down the street. He's got a stovepipe hat, got a wooden teeth. Gonna make a big scene with a nuclear bomb. Gonna run limousine with his sunglasses down. His girlfriend's name is Kathy Vaughn. Blew his mind from the head and beyond. Sold him out to the LSC. They clean him out, put us on TV, and that's why wanna testify. It's as easy as this. He's gonna step up and get his kicks. He's got the band, girls, money. He's got the band, girls, money. All right.
Oh my God! Welcome back to the Queer Edge, where it's like a slinky on an escalator. It's going on and on and on. And will someone please stop it? And I think I have. As I've mentioned before, this show is not just about fun, wacky, crazy stuff. Even though tonight we've been full of dummies, and then we've also had some mannequins as well, who have been really fun. So we're going to start with you. Did you get those glasses at the State Fair of Texas? Because I saw them
No,
there.
I got these for my my bar mitzvah.
Bar mitzvah. Did you know Sandra Bernhard's Jewish too?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well done.
Did you know LLOYD KAUFMAN is Jewish too?
Oh, well done, everyone.
But I'm one of those Jew haters.
Yeah, and I'm Jewish too.
But you know, Eli Roth played Blood-Sucking Freaks on Mother's Day at his bar mitzvah. He didn't wear no glasses like that.
Yeah,
Make
there
you
you
sound
go.
like this,
Good gift.
man.
I got to
You
make
know,
my aunt feel like, you know.
Okay, well that's
But
good.
they
But
make your nose sound like that.
That's enough of that. That's
I
a
know.
boring topic.
It is very boring.
Is that clear enough? Did I make
Very.
it clear? Okay, good. Now, Jeff, what have
Yes.
you learned? What is it that you've learned tonight on this show? What are you going to be taking away? When you get home, what are you going to be blogging about?
Well, I learned that drugs are not allowed backstage.
I did not know that.
Which
I
is-
did not know that, so I learned that too.
So
Go
I got to
ahead.
get home and take my thyroid medicine. You know,
Okay, good.
As soon as possible.
Yeah. Or your arthritis medicine to one of the band members if they can continue as Mother Bernhard has advised them not to. Lloyd, what have you learned tonight? And you are Mr. Learning.
Am I supposed to pass this along?
Nobody else needs it.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't
I'm gonna
need
pla-
it. No.
Place it.
I learned that anal intercourse is not permitted backstage. And also, we made a movie years ago called The First Turn On, in which there was reference to fucking a tomato.
Right.
Tonight, I got this urge to fuck me a great potato.
Ah.
All thanks to Jackie, Jett, and the wisdom of Sandra Bernhard. And
Thank you very much.
Thank
That's
you very
why
much.
we're out there promoting sex and love with inanimate objects. It can be done.
Intergalactic peace.
Intergalactic peace.
No meat.
That's right. Joe, you have been a real sport to bring these guys, your friends, on and share them. They have not said a lot. They've been fairly quiet, but you have really done something incredible in this business. And something tells me that you're going to be a very wealthy man very soon, and I just want you to know that if it is all possible, I am open to you being my sugar daddy. So
take that into consideration.
Please take it into consideration. Sandra might be open to it as well. It's up to her.
Okay.
Sandra, what did you learn tonight, honey?
I don't think we asked him yet what he learned.
Oh, we did. I was telling you
That's
what.
fine. I learned that you both love math, which was something that was really refreshing to learn.
Okay, good. Okay.
By the way, if you asked me to be your sugar daddy, I would say no problem. I'd say yes.
Right
You got
away?
that Hollywood thing, you know. Oh, I'll think about it.
Oh.
I say I'm Jackie Jett's sugar daddy, whether I'm rich or poor. You got me, man.
Well, see, there we go. Okay.
What have I learned today? I have learned that Coretta Scott King and Martin Luther King have reunited in heaven, and that George W. Bush is truly a compassionate human being.
That's so beautiful.
He was in my class at Yale, by the way.
Hey, yes, can we chat about this for a minute?
Was he really?
Yes, he was. And LLOYD KAUFMAN went
Did you ever speak
swimming.
with him?
And Kerry was also there at the same time.
LLOYD KAUFMAN bathed with George W. Bush.
Once a week.
Bathed with
Very
him
tender. No matter
in
what
the
they say.
nude. Am I right?
You bet.
Okay.
You better believe it.
We want to know all about.
Kerry used to go around telling me back in 1968. Kerry was at Yale too. He used to tell me, you know, Dick Cheney's daughter's a lesbian.
Yeah, back then. But we don't care. We are so over Dick Cheney's daughter. We are so over. But here's the question.
I'm not over the fact that you guys had to put in this Kerry. You gave
but
Bush.
we'll
should stop whining about
we'll
Bush.
go for
you
your
gave
guy.
it to him.
We'll
You
go
gave
for
it
your
to
guy,
him.
but
Put a
we want to
jerk
know
in.
what's
You put a
Bush.
jerk in.
What has Bush got between his legs?
Bush? Oh man, they don't call him the sausage maker for nothing.
George W. Bush has a big weenie.
Huge.
I refuse to believe it. What about John Kerry?
John Kerry, very small.
I
Very
refuse
small.
to believe that. I think we've got to say goodnight on that. By the way, did he learn anything? Did this man? He's got nothing. Nothing to say. Nothing to
He's
learn.
still pondering the
He's
Ponderosa.
pondering the Ponderosa. LLOYD KAUFMAN, I have trusted everything you said up until this point. I do not believe that George Bush has a large penis, or there would be no war in Iraq.
Well, let me tell you, anytime you tie weights to your penis, eventually it does grow.
Can I just make a note to my assistant? Give me some weights, honey, right after the show, and I'll try it. Good night, everybody.
We love you.
The band's going to take us out, and we'll be back tomorrow night with literally a pound of Queer Edge stuff for Voo. Good night, everybody.